guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. I am super excited to be trying this out. I feel like this is going to be something right up my alley. So let's just go ahead and get into this because we're going to be wearing this for the entire day to see if this is worth our $34. Keep watching. Okay, so let's read a little bit about this foundation before we get started. So this is a skincare hybrid foundation with medium buildable coverage that effortlessly creates a natural looking skin-like glow. It's medium coverage, it has a radiant finish, and it is a liquid formula. And this also is a vegan product, and you also can refill the foundation. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm going to quickly moisturize the skin. I already went ahead and used my skin serum. It's super early in the morning, so I had to do that out of the shower. But for moisturizer, I'm gonna be using my favorite, the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, SPF 30, and I'm gonna be applying this on the skin to really hydrate it. I'm gonna quickly also apply my primer. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and we're gonna be applying this all over our face to make sure that everything lasts all. So I'm just gonna be applying this all over my face. This has been like my go-to primer. So I did pick this up in the shade 9N. I was honestly so between shades just because I feel like it's so hard to tell online. And my local Sephora didn't have this in stock just yet out on display. So I kind of had to figure out what I thought I would be. So the 9N is medium skin with neutral undertones. I'm hoping that will work out for me, but we shall see. You guys can see what it looks like. This is a refillable. So the refill is $24. The actual foundation is $38, so it's a few dollars less. And this is what the tube looks like right here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I am going to just apply this on the back of my hand. It's like a squeeze tube. And then we can apply it on this side with a sponge and then on this side with a brush. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly read some of the highlighted ingredients because I always love reading the highlighted ingredients. So it does contain jojoba oil, which intensely moisturizes and softens the skin. It contains hyaluronic acid, which hydrates, plumps the look of fine lines and wrinkles, and oil-derived squalene known to balance oil production and diminish visible signs of aging. So you guys can see this is what my skin looks like with no makeup. Let's just pump some out. Okay, this is nice. It's a little bit of a runny consistency, but it feels like it's creamy because it's not running too fast. It just feels very soft and like it's gonna give me a lot of pigment. So let's see. I think the color is pretty good too. The coverage is there. Okay, this gives me full coverage right away and I am loving it. Wow. Look how fast it covered my imperfections. I do have rosacea, so one of my biggest skin concerns is a product that can cover my redness without me having to apply product. That's always a plus. My goodness, I love this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The coverage on this is amazing. That's like the first thing that I'm like, and look at the skin. It looks nice and radiant. I do feel like it's sticking true to the serum-like formula. I will say with this, I feel like it's more full coverage than like a medium coverage. So I'm definitely getting that out of it. I feel like out of the serum-like foundations I've tried, this one is offering me the most coverage right away, but it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. It feels extremely lightweight. And as for the finish, it does say that it is radiant. I do feel like I do get a radiance from within. It's nothing too extreme for me, but I do feel like if it doesn't set a little bit more, then I definitely will have to set it with a powder as somebody that does have oily skin. But it just makes the skin look like super healthy, glowy skin. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do this side right here. For this side, I'm gonna be using my brush. I feel like with this, less is probably more. For brush, I'm gonna be using my Real Techniques 200 brush. Like, look at this coverage. Oh my gosh. Like, even when you go with less product, because I feel like I did go in with a little bit more on this side, just because I didn't know if it was gonna be super full coverage, because it did say a medium coverage, I was like, oh, it probably will look more natural. So let me just go in with a little bit more. But no, I mean, you guys can see. This is with like a light pump of it, and we still get a lot of good coverage. Obviously this side looks a little bit more natural than this side because we went with a little bit less, but not by too much. The nose, I always have to blend everything out with a sponge. But I will say, I feel like this works great with a sponge or with a brush. I don't think that there's a specific tool that looks better. So that I am happy about. You guys can see the difference between going with a little bit less product and going with a little bit more product. Not a huge difference, but definitely if you're somebody that likes that more like medium coverage finish, you are going to like something like this that has a little bit more of like a natural finish. I think first impressions for somebody that has dry skin, I think you will love the glow you get, or like normal skin and you like more so of like a glowy finish. I think you are going to love this formula, because it does give you radiance. You guys can see that. I think I like it a little bit more with a sponge than with a brush, just because I feel like for me personally, as somebody that does have oily skin, I feel like sometimes a sponge can absorb any of that extra, and I feel like it was able to absorb some of that radiance that shined through. I feel like there's a little bit more radiance on this side than on this side, but you guys can see how pretty that looks. It looks so pretty. It just looks like gorgeous, glowy skin. I'm glad that I went in with this shade 9N, because I did do the Sephora shade match and it matched me to a deeper shade, and I was like, I don't know if that'll fit me, but I'm glad this fits me. I feel like I'm still in that like winter tone. Obviously it's just now about to be spring, so I'm gonna try to pick up a little bit of color, but yeah, I feel like this color is pretty good on my complexion, and I feel like the neutral undertones really are good because it's not yellow, it's not pink, it's a true neutral on me, and I really appreciate that because I do have those neutral tones in me. So this is what we're looking like. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup. I'll come back, give you guys my very first impressions, my thoughts on this, what I'm thinking, and then we can begin our wear test and see how this does for the entire day. So far, I'm so impressed with this coverage. I feel like the coverage is phenomenal, but the one thing for me as somebody with oily skin is definitely the dew. So we'll kind of see how this sets, or if it does set, if it doesn't set, what we need to do to kind of make it a little bit more oil-free, and then we can begin the day. So stay tuned for my thoughts. You don't want to miss it. Okay guys, so I just finished my entire face of makeup. This is the look right here. I have to say I'm very impressed with how everything worked with this foundation. I had no issues with any of my products on top. I went in with concealer. I set with my baking powder, my under eyes, because they do crease, as I always tell you guys. So I was able to set that, and I had no issues of the foundation looking heavy or thick or anything like that. I did go ahead and take whatever leftover powder I had from the under eyes, and I kind of dusted it in the areas where I tend to get oily. So my T-zone, because the foundation was still giving a good amount of radiance, I decided that that would be like the best bet to kind of keep it all locked into place and not looking super dewy, because I do have very oily skin. So I would recommend, if you do have oily skin and you want to try this foundation, you will want to set it with a powder, whether it's a loose powder or a pressed powder. I used my loose powder, my Halo Glow light pink powder, and I just set it and it was perfectly fine. It's giving skin, but it's not looking like super heavy foundation. So this is the final result. I will show you guys how this looks in natural lighting so you guys can see it super up close and personal, but the color is honestly perfect. Like right now I'm like, wow, this color literally matches me to perfection. So I really do love this color, 9N. I will have my shade references for you guys to check them out down below. But let's do a natural lighting clip, and then we can start our day, and I'll see you guys back here later this evening for my final thoughts and whether I think this is worth the buy or not. So continue watching. Right now it is 10 a.m. and we're gonna be wearing this for the entire day. So I will see you guys later. Okay guys, so this is the foundation with natural lighting. You guys can see, I think it looks beautiful, and the color honestly matches me to perfection, which I love. It looks really, really stunning. I feel like it's giving my skin like that healthy look, but I feel like it still looks like really pretty skin. It's so lightweight, it feels really good. So this is natural lighting. Color match is perfection. Okay guys, so I am back right now. It's 7 p.m. and I'm ready to give you guys my final thoughts on the new Danessa Myricks foundation, the Yummy Skin Foundation. So this is what we're looking like by the end of the day. You guys can see that we definitely do have a little bit of dew around the T-zone, which is typical for me because I do have oily skin, especially around the T-zone area. But everywhere else, it does look nice and in place. I do feel like this foundation will look best on people that do have dry to normal skin. I just feel like it will really suit the skin and give you like that really pretty complexion. I feel like if you are somebody like me that does have oily skin, you will pick up dew through the day. So you just want to either make sure that you retouch with a powder or you blot it, or you may decide that this isn't something that's for you. But I definitely do think that somebody that does have dry skin will really appreciate this consistency because it's so nice, creamy, and it just gives you like a glow from within without looking too radiant, if you know what I'm saying. Like it gives you the right amount of radiance. I just think that for me, as somebody that does have oily skin, I did find myself blotting earlier today, probably around like 2 or 3. I did feel like I picked up some oils, and then right now you guys are seeing a little bit of that T-zone looking oily. But I do have to say it did wear well with a mask because there's not really that much transfer on the sides. And another thing that I really loved about it was the color. I feel like the color was spot on for me. So that's always something that I really appreciate from a foundation, is when the color just suits me to perfection. So those are pretty much all my thoughts. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have, that's my dog. If you guys have tried this foundation, let me know down below your thoughts on it. Will you be picking this up? Will you not be picking up? I want to know all of your opinions because I love interacting with you guys down below. Hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll be seeing you guys very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.